Karen,
Yes.
if you were a superhero, what power would you have?
I would have all the powers.
You can't pick all. You got to pick one.
I guess. I don't know. I'm torn between flying and being invisible.
Yeah, it's hard to pick
It's a hard
just one, right?
Yes.
Well, for the purpose of this episode, I'm going to say X-ray vision.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, you're not allowed to have X-ray vision. As your wife,
get your mind out of the gutter for crying out
superpower.
loud. No, if I could see into people's bodies and see what ailed them, think of all the great we could do in the world. Right. Gosh, geez, Louise. All right, well, enough about us. Today's guest is blessed with just such a superpower. And he graciously gave us each a session with him so we could experience it for ourselves. And wow, do we have a lot to talk about.
Holy cow.
This is not the one to miss. So stick with us because the Skeptic Metaphysicians starts now.
My name is Will.
And I'm Karen.
And unlike Mulder and Scully,
we both want to believe.
So we've embarked on a journey of discovery.
We've talked to people deeply entrenched in the spiritual and metaphysical world.
We've thrown ourselves into weird and wonderful experiences. I even joined a coven of witches.
And wait, you joined a coven?
Yep, all in the interest of finding something.
Anything.
That will prove that there's something beyond this physical,
three-dimensional world we all live in.
This is the Skeptic Metaphysicians.
Hey there, I'm Will.
And I'm Karen.
And today we're talking to Patrice Krysztofiak. I hope I got that right. Okay.
You pronounced that, so you really enunciated.
Patrice,
and then you smiled after that. If you're listening and you can't see, he was so proud of himself.
Krysztofiak. You don't know how many times I practiced that off camera. Anyway, Patrice, after suffering a trauma in 2019, started to be able to see inside people's bodies like an X-ray machine. Now, while reading people's bodies, he started experiencing somatic effects that led to tons of mysteriously miraculous recoveries. And many of his clients even started to awaken their 5D gifts like clairvoyance or seeing auras. Karen and I had the opportunity to experience this firsthand, and we're about to share what we experienced during these sessions. But before we do that, let's go ahead and meet Patrice. Mr. Krysztofiak.
Big smile again.
How are you doing?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me on the show. It's amazing.
Oh, well, I'm glad. Someone said it's amazing, Karen. That's.
I know.
You know what's amazing? That I said your last name right. Right? I did say your last name right?
Oh, yeah. This is amazing.
Yes!
Again.
And if you didn't, please just say yes. Just this once.
Well, Patrice, thanks for being on the show. We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
When you reached out to us and you told us what you could do, obviously the skeptic in me went, huh? But in order to prove that you are able to do these things, you so very graciously gave us each an experience, and holy crap, we got to talk about that. But before we do that, we need to just set the table. You are what I guess people would call a medical intuitive, right?
Yes, this is not completely true. I would like to be very, very clear with the audience because there are different levels of medical intuitiveness. I don't know if we can say it like this. So first of all, I'm not a medical professional. Medical disclaimer for all your listeners.
But do not. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, because medical intuitives have different levels of reading. Some are very, very good with giving you a diet, for example. For my case, I clearly see inside people, like you said. I can give information that people can give, for example, to their practitioner, their doctor or dentist even, that happened. But I can also clear energies that are stuck. This is really where my somatic experiences come from. When there is energy to be released, I can release it, and then stuff happens in my body. That is quite wild.
Right.
It is.
And in fact, to say that you see inside people's bodies like an X-ray machine, that's saying just a slight bit of, there's so much more to what you do than just seeing inside people's bodies, right? You get messages, you get feelings. There's all kinds of things that we experience firsthand. But how did you learn that you were able to do this? What happened?
Well, I didn't really learn. I think I remembered from, I don't know if you believe in past lives and things like this. I think I've studied this before somewhere else.
Okay.
I don't remember where, obviously, because the rule of this planet is that we don't remember. And the trauma reactivated what I learned previously. I'm not going to go long on the story. It's all over the internet. Basically, I had a trauma. I got sued for a website, and I risked 3 years of jail and $300,000 of fine for a website. And I reached a point where I did not want to live anymore. And every night I would go to bed, and I would hope not to wake up the next day for about a year. Yeah. And this is when I started the meditation practice. And after months of practicing, I entered into the light, and I was super happy. It's what people describe in NDEs or in movies. I entered into the light. Oh my God!
I don't know. The movie I saw said, "Stay away from the light, Caroline." I don't know about you.
No, you love the light. The light is incredible. Yeah. It's just pure love. So I entered in pure love. And from that point, I started to take care of myself for the first time in my life. I'm 50 years old. I decided to treat myself with a massage every week. And I met, I picked a massage salon, and I did not know that the world of energy work, and I did not know the lady who gave the massage also did energy work, and she's in Portugal, and she's also a trained monk from. She's actually a Brazilian daughter of shamans, but she's also trained with monks in Nepal. So this is the real deal. She's very, very advanced with energies. And she cleaned me up, and she removed all the blocks in my body, the stress, everything, because she can see energy, she can see emotions that are trapped, and she could see I was depressed, basically. And she cleaned me up. And one day I barfed energy on the massage table. I went, like in the movie The Green Mile. Exactly the same thing. If you've seen that movie, you will find it on YouTube. You type Green Mile, the barf, the vomit scene, or something like this. You will. But without the flies, because in the Green Mile, the guy has flies coming out of his mouth. I didn't have the flies. Yeah.
So let me that's good.
Yeah, let me just clarify. You actual vomit came out of your mouth, or was it just energy that came out of your mouth?
Just energy, but the throat opens, and there's a texture to the energy that comes out. And I was like, "What's that?" Because I've never experienced real energy before. This was the first time in my life. I did not even know that existed. It's very wild. It's like, when you put two magnets. I don't know, maybe it's a guy thing. You put two magnets, and there's a force that pushes them. It feels exactly like that. There's this density to energy. This is exactly how it feels. Many people ask me how the energy feels to me, and I realize this is exactly how it feels. It's kind of a magnetic force with a density. So you put two magnets and you push them, and this is what it feels like. There's this density of energy.
So when this happened, what did you think? I mean, did it freak you out? Like what? Or did you know a little bit about it already?
I thought it was so cool. I was always fascinated by the whole experience. So this took a long time. It took 2 years to get completely clean. I want to be very clear, because people are contacting this lady, and they expect her to do miracles in one session. I would go every week for 2 years, and it was like 4-hour sessions every time. So it was plus I had 3 to 5 hours a day meditation practice. I really put the work in to get clean. It's not a free pass.
Wow.
So darn it. That means I'm out.
Oh, maybe not, because everything is accelerating on the planet. So
wait, 3 to 5 hours? No, I'm out. That's a long time. He struggles
with like 45 minutes. That's kind of, I think, the marker there for him.
Yeah, that's already a lot. 45 minutes is already a lot. But meditation has different forms. You can meditate while you do your dishes. It's just being in the present moment. Doing your work right now could be a form of meditation if you're in the present moment.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so I was fascinated. And from that point, I started to see augmented reality on people. I started to see emojis on their bodies when they would touch me, like a little heart if they were happy or in love, or a mask if they were a liar. So I had the Google glasses without the Google glasses. I was like, wow, that is so cool. So I'm going to make the story short. So when we went back to France, and my wife was sick for many, many years, like more than 10 years, and nobody could figure out what she had. And I said, let's do a session like the lady in Portugal, like she does for me in the massage, because we would do rituals for cleaning and stuff like this, or humming, stretching, things like this. So we did breath work, actually. We did breath of fire on her belly, because she had like digestive issues and stuff like this. And I went like a maniac, like so that was hilarious. We are laughing. We were in tears because this was so ridiculous. But her intention was so pure that it actually worked. I saw a flash. I thought, oh my God, what's this? I received a picture. So I just continued breath of fire because I didn't realize this was real. And then I got the second flash. I said, oh my God, this is something. I need to go look it up on Google Image. I tapped something on Google, and the first picture that showed up was my first vision, and it was a parasite. I don't even know what I typed exactly, but it made no sense. And the first picture was my first vision, and it was a picture of a parasite, and the parasite was eating her body from the inside. So it was eating her lungs and tissues, and she had difficulties breathing and everything. And we got very lucky because it was during a lockdown episode, and we did an appointment with a doctor online via Zoom. They did not do that in France before. They didn't ask us. I said, "This is what my wife has." They didn't even ask us how we got the information. They just believed us, and they gave us the prescription, and she was healed from her disease. So it was absolutely incredible.
Wow.
So you diagnosed your wife's illness. That was your first patient, then your first client, I should say, not patient. Your first client, the first person you worked on. Is that right?
Yes. The universe had a plan. Obviously, they had a plan to make this. This is real. Look what's going to happen. It was all organized, I believe.
I believe you are right. However, when you had that experience, and your wife was the first one that she got better after your flashes and you found her ailment, what made you say, cool, let me do this just for more people? A lot of people would need a little bit more validation, I guess. Did you need that?
No, I went to see many practitioners, some people who are very advanced with energies, and I said, what's going on with me? So some people, they just close their door and say, sir, you're absolutely nuts.
right. That's more my speed. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then some opened their door. Actually, I went to see a lady in Boulogne-sur-Mer in the north of France. I don't know. My parents, my dad, my mom passed away, but my dad lives in the north of France, and I said I have to go see this lady. She's an Ayurvedic practitioner. Her name is Delphine van der Voorde. And I went to see her for a massage, an Ayurvedic massage, and she opened the door and she said, I've been waiting for you for a few days. We have a lot to talk about. She already knew I was going to come. Wow. I was blown away. I was like, who's this lady? And she's also super advanced. And she said, you're the first person, because she sees a lot of people who awaken. And she says, you're the first person I see who is not afraid. And it's a mystery to her. And for me, it was like, to answer your question, it was like I remembered I could do this, and it's a normal human thing to access these capacities. It's like, of course we can do that. It's like breathing or drinking water. And
so
it was like
familiar.
Yes, it was familiar. It's like, yeah, of course we can do that, and this is what I'm going to do.
Wow. You know, we hear those stories all the time, but I like familiar. Like it just seems so foreign to me. I can't even imagine. You know what's familiar to me? Familiar is going down the street and finding a bar to go drink it. Not how to heal people, or much less when did your X-ray vision start coming in?
So I would say it started probably, full speed 3 years after when I entered into the light after the meditation. We tried on friends. I tried on friends. We wanted to see what energy work was about. And I did not realize this would happen. I started to see in their legs, for example, or something like this. And so we have a friend who was limping, and I did a session on him. I'm going to keep this story short because it's all over the internet. And he stopped limping just after the session. So the guy was having his own somatic experience. He was like, oh, what's going on? And he could taste blood in his mouth. That was very wild. And he started. Yeah. And I said, it's a past life, because I would see the full movie of the past life. I said, you were kicking somebody in the head, and there's blood everywhere. So the guy was reliving the story, but from the other side, apparently. Kind of like a life review, but in this life, I was kind of surprised when I did not know anything about life reviews at the time. Now you can find this information everywhere. And when he got off the massage table, he was not limping anymore. It's just a fact. It's not like I did anything. It's not, obviously it's not me. I was not with tools fixing his leg.
That's incredible.
What kind of success stories have you had? Anything that jumps to mind where you did something besides, this is the great story of the kick in the head and the tasting the blood, but what kind of things can you help people deal with?
This is very tricky because I don't think it's really me. I think I'm just a channel for the energy. It's not like I'm doing anything with tools.
Nice.
I have a lot of success with chronic pain, which is something I really, I'm going to say it like this, it's kind of funny, but I love people with pain.
then you will love me.
Right.
That chronic pain.
No, it's because it's undeniable that it's true. This is why I like it. It's not you do something and there is like an impact 3 months later, because you could always say, yeah, this is pure luck. It happened three months later, kind of random. This is, I do things, I shake, I vomit, whatever happens, I scream. Sometimes I scream or I laugh like a maniac, and pain goes away. And this is undeniable. I have enough data I cannot prove it, but there's enough data from all my patients. It's like, okay, maybe the placebo effect. I have an incredible result with the placebo effect. The doctors have 10%. I have 95%. Something's happening clearly.
Yeah. Placebo or not, I'll take it.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Incredible. It's incredible. So we were really fortunate to be able to experience a session with you. And oh my gosh. So I'm going to go first.
But we hold that thought. Hold that thought, because we've got a lot to talk about in that sense. But we got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to dive into our individual experiences, because we each had, and it's not, these things are not 15, 20 minutes. These are extended periods of time that you take with each individual person. And we did it individually, and holy smokes, do we have a lot to talk about. So when we come back, we'll dive into that. Don't go anywhere, because you do not want to miss the rest of this interview. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the Skeptic Metaphysicians. We are talking to Patrice Krysztofiak. Still said it right? Still okay?
Still amazing.
Oh, yes.
Did you practice during the break?
I did. But don't tell anybody. But Patrice is so much more than medical intuitive. Although that's the first thing that comes to mind, Patrice is actually able to see inside people's bodies and see what ails them and helps them. But it's so much more than that. He gets intuitive messages. He connects with a person's being, really, and is able to not only see all kinds of things, but also initiate some healing or changes in someone's body that go well beyond what medical intuitives typically do. And before the break, Karen was about to spill the beans and talk about our experiences. So I think maybe now might be the right time, Karen. So go ahead.
So do you want to go first?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, mine was pretty amazing.
Yeah. The only reason why I don't want to go first is because mine's can be pretty anticlimactic, because most of the stuff
then maybe we should do yours and then we can build up to mine.
Well, the stuff that happened with me was all internal. I got a lot of flashes, a lot of visuals that came with it when he was working on things. And like we mentioned, this is an extended period of time. This is not, a short half-hour type of deal. He goes deep into these things, and there's homework involved. You have to answer these questions that he puts on screen for you and things like that. So it's a really involved process. And each time that we close our eyes and we meditate, or I meditate, and he like start tuning in, and all of a sudden you'd hear things like all these kinds of weird things, and things would happen, and then I would get these flashes. I got these visuals that were incredible. Things that I don't know that I've ever had such vivid imagery before as I experienced when I was working with Patrice. And there were things that I would see after we finished the one short session. He would then say, "Okay, what did you experience?" And I would explain to him, and goes, "Oh yeah, that's because blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Like he would connect all the dots. It was pretty incredible for me. However, I did not develop clairvoyance, which I was very, very disappointed about, Patrice. But let's go.
You just said you had amazing visuals. What is it?
Yeah, but they didn't continue. They only when I was connected with you. So either you hang out with me all the time, or I'm just gonna have to live with the fact that I just experienced it and move on. Right?
Or I can send you a picture of me, and you can put a photo of me on your wall. I don't know if your wife will agree, but
make a little necklace and wear it.
Yeah,
it can always be by your heart.
And suddenly you get weird.
Oh no, I'm going to become a guru. No, please no.
Right. But no, it was. I would say that, and it's first thing Patrice says when you log on is, I'm just going to do this, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and hopefully you'll feel something. Hopefully it won't be where you used to go that this guy is, I don't feel anything. This has nothing to do with it. But I did. I felt some stuff. Some stuff happened, and I can't quite wrap my head around exactly what happened.
So what did you feel? physically? Did you feel something physically?
Not like you. You had some physical things that we're going to talk about. I'm really excited to talk about, but it wasn't a physical thing. For me, it was mostly a mental thing. It was mostly the images of flashes that explained a lot of things for me. It's without getting into too much detail and giving too much away. Certain things inside of me were explained very clearly by the flashes, the imagery that I got. And that's because Patrice was working on specific parts of my psyche, my body, that triggered different things. And that's the way that I know that this stuff is legit, because he would work on something and it would immediately trigger a response. And I'm not typically the kind of guy that imagines things, that sees things when he's meditating. But this time it was pretty astonishing, to the point where, I mean, I think right after the session, I went right downstairs immediately and said, "Oh my God, Karen, I got to talk to you about this," because some of the imagery that I experienced was so vivid. It almost like you were there, like I was there. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I raise a vibration, and it's like you basically are on mushrooms or ayahuasca. It's the same thing. You get to the same level of vibration without the plant,
and without the vomit, which is a good thing.
The vomit too.
That's a bonus.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what people describe. So I've never been around monks in Nepal or something like this, but that's what people describe. They say if you stand to monks, your vibration gets higher and you access automatically to gifts. It's just how it is. This is where we're going with 5D Earth.
And I would say probably the reason why I didn't continue having visuals is probably because I didn't allow myself to. I think I probably I don't know if I disconnected or what it was, but I mean, there was something about when we were connected that had a very direct line to allowing me to have these visions, and I've not experienced it since. So I'm very sad.
Yeah, but it's also what for. If you don't have a what for, you don't get visions. So let's say somebody would ask you for help and you would tune in, meditate, you would receive visuals for them, because everybody can do it. Yeah. It's what for. If there's no use, you will get no picture. That's that simple. That's what my mentor told me. She was like, "What for? What for? What do you want to do this? What for?" She was very tough. She would get very grumpy. "Why do you want to do this? What for?"
What for? What to experience cool stuff? That's what for.
Yeah, that does not work. It has to be for the greater good. So if you find somebody who needs help and is ready to receive help, you can.
All right. Well, then, Karen.
Okay.
This is where it gets deep. So this is what you've been waiting for.
So we've talked about this before. Whenever we do a podcast, Will goes in, he does the research, and I just kind of show up so that I have very genuine, uneducated reactions or responses.
Unbiased, I would say.
Well, I mean, they're not educated about the person.
Sure. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I had no idea what Patrice did. And he said, "We're going to have these sessions. You have to fill out some stuff online." I'm like, "Okay, what's it about?" He's like, "I'm not going to tell you." All right, here we go. So I go through and I fill out the questionnaire, and we have the conversation ahead of time, and he kind of gave me a little bit of an idea what to expect. Now, when we've had people do energy work on us before, and Will be like, "Oh my God, did you feel that?" And I'm always like, no. And I'm like, I'm just going to say yes because I feel bad. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was probably about halfway through the session. Well, first of all, he was talking about energies, and he threw up some energy. So, I guess I had some bad energy, but all of a sudden, like, I noticed that I'm rocking side to side, and it's just a little bit, not too much. I'm like, that's weird. And then it's like a lot. And I'm like, okay, am I doing this? All right, I'm going to stop myself. So I stopped myself. I'm like, okay, that was just me doing it. And then I kind of because I was holding onto the desk. So I let go of the desk, and within seconds it started happening again. And it was pretty big. I was like, I don't know, couple inches each way. It was like like this, I guess.
Now, hang on. Were you rocking yourself? Were you moving yourself?
That's what I said. I thought, am I doing this? So I stopped myself. So I put my feet down. I grabbed the desk and just kind of planted myself. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to let go now. So I let go my eyes, and I closed my eyes back, and then it just started happening again. And I was not doing anything. It was incredible. You were not doing anything, but something was being done to you. Yes. I was being shifted back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it happened, I think, 3 or 4 times. And then it would stop. And he would say something like, "I'm going to go," I don't remember now, "I'm going to go out of the room and come back," or something. Or he'd say, "Okay, we're going to stop this energy wave." And it was like that, and it would stop. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing this. I totally thought there was something I was doing, but I absolutely was not. It was incredible. It was Really incredible.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because you reminded me of something that did happen during my session also, that there was one point where he was talking about moving my head a certain way. And for some, like, I didn't move it at all. It actually, like, my head was moved. It looked to a certain direction. I forgot exactly what it was, but there were a couple of different times where it was like that, where I wasn't moving, but something moved me. And that was pretty amazing.
And it was also interesting because he would ask, do you have permission to let this go or whatever? And, you think you want to say yes, but I'd be like, nope. It's like, yes, nope. And he's like, no. I guess I just wasn't ready to get rid of whatever energy that has been bothering me. But it was incredible. It really was incredible. I was floored. I've never experienced something like that. I mean, it was so direct. And I have had some experiences like we had with the harmonic egg after we had COVID and all of that. But this was like something was physically moving me back and forth and back and forth. And I had to hold on to make it stop. It was wild.
So Patrice, what was that? What was moving her?
A higher self. Because this is this is my personal belief. I believe the human body is designed to repair itself if you can put your own body into the zone. But we forgot how to do this ourselves. And this is where practitioners come in. We put you into the zone. And also there's also energy channeled. So this is for true. There's also like what people would call the angels or beings or ascended masters who come help. And it's some sort of self-chiropractic. Your body moves and replaces itself. If you look at animals where they have a broken bone or something like this, they would just lay down on the floor and they would just replace their leg by themselves. Wow. All the humans have the capacity to repair themselves and self-heal. But we forgot because we are too busy with life. We are in the noise all the time with the capitalistic society. We don't stop. If we learn to stop and listen to our body and speak to our body, we can do this by ourselves. And this is what many, many, many practitioners are teaching right now, how to heal yourself. We're just facilitators. And we are also like boosters because we can bring energy for real. People feel the energy wave. Some people can see the energy. They see a beam of light from my body to your body, for example. We can see it. We're just a booster, but you still do the work yourself. It's like you're on the bicycle in an incline and I'm pushing you in the back, so it's easier. This is basically what we're doing.
And we should clarify, this was not in person. This was through, you're in France and we are in Virginia in the US. So we were not in the same room. So there was no way for you to have been rocking her. And yet somehow you rocked her.
Yeah. Also, and I was feeling like pins and needles. Like I'd feel it a lot on the top of my head. It's like pins and needles in my arms and legs too.
That's true. I felt somatically that as well. Not pins and needles, but like pressure. I think I was feeling in the head because he does do a scan and he tells you something's going on with this. And when he would focus on a particular part of my body without realizing, because he wouldn't tell me where he was, I would feel it before. And then I'd say, I felt this. He goes, yep, that's exactly where I was. Son of a. Next time, write it down. Write it down. So then I'll say it was this, and you show the written thing so I could see that. That's how that's what we should have done.
Well, you have those sessions recorded.
Right? Yeah,
but you can watch it.
But I'm saying,
but you saw inside your head.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying, like, if I were to say, well, I felt it in my left leg, he put up the sign, and go see, and he would have written the left leg. That's what he was working on. So
I see what you're saying.
And we talked about that during the session. Like next time, that's what he's going to do. So we're going to.
Yeah, but then you would say maybe. Yeah, next time you say, oh yeah, but maybe you have 20 signs, and you pick the right one.
Dang it!
See? Well, you just gotta believe. Let go of that need to have the proof.
Well, and this,
what more proof can you have?
But that's the thing, right? With this, especially if you're not open to this, it could feel really awkward. Like Patrice does things, he says things, he like vocalizes things, and if you go into it like expecting, oh, what the heck is going on, then it's going to be very, very strange, because it is a very strange experience. I think you would admit, even Patrice would say it was a strange experience.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's still strange today. I'm like, am I making this up?
Right. Yeah. So it's imperative that you go into this open, because had I not come into it open, I probably would have gone, no, I felt nothing. But yet the fact that I went into it open and I allowed myself to just go with the experience, I think that's what allowed me to feel things and allowed me to have these visions, the images, the visuals that I got, which were so incredible.
And I think it's also important not to go in expecting someone else's experience, because our experiences were totally different. So if I would expect to see visions, I'd have been like, well, that didn't work. And I probably would not have let myself experience whatever that was that I experienced.
Which is exactly why I didn't tell you what happened in my session. So listener, forget everything we just said. If you reach out to Patrice, forget everything we just said, because yours is going to be completely different.
Totally different.
And I would say,
every experience is unique. This is true. Cannot compare two sessions. It's impossible. I'm blown away every time. I'm like, oh my God, something new happened. How is this possible?
and I do recommend that you reach out, if for nothing else, just to experience it, because it was pretty remarkable. I would say it was pretty remarkable.
And bonus, you get to listen to his beautiful accent for the whole time. It's like, oh, it just sounds so nice.
Yeah. But be prepared, because he does have a questionnaire that you've got to answer during the session. And I was not prepared for that. So what do you mean I got to answer questions? Questions where? Where did you put the questions? So it's a full, robust session.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that can take a long time. Sometimes sessions last 3 hours. And my wife is like, oh my God, your session lasted 3 hours. I'm taking the time it takes with people.
That's wonderful too, that you're in for the whole healing. It's not just like, well, I got an hour. I really appreciate that you take your time with the people and you follow through and you finish the whole session, even if it takes a little longer. That is fantastic. So thank you.
As long as there's energy flowing, I continue. I don't want to be a factory.
So have you ever had a session and after the session someone goes, what the hell was that? Like, I didn't feel anything, or you didn't feel anything. Has there ever been any time when something's been blocked?
Yes, once a guy says, you're the medical intuitive, you're supposed to know what I have. I'm not telling you anything. The guy was completely closed. I got nothing. It was a worse session. But I also had a session, which was actually yesterday, a nurse. She says, I'm 64 years old and I'm going to retire next year and I don't know what to do with my life. She came to see me for this. She said, I don't know what to do with my life. She wanted some guidance. That's not the kind of thing I do. This is not my job. Oh, okay. And then I do the session because I didn't know what to do. And she starts to see things, and she started to see inside my wife's body. So my wife was next to me. I don't know why she was there that day. It was another plan of the universe. And she started to see, oh, you have problem with your eye, blah, blah. And the nurse was in tears. She was like, what this? I'm losing my mind. I can see to your wife's body. She got completely activated within 30 minutes. And it was her session ended up being a training for her. So she already knows her new career. She's going to do medical intuitive and help people. Plus, she has a nursing background, so this is going to be huge.
Wow!
She was in tears. She says, "Am I making this up?" And she could see with her eyes open in augmented reality.
Wow!
She blew my mind.
That's awesome.
Patrice, is it when you say that you can see into someone's body? Is it? I mean, can you see into someone's body, or is it you're intuiting something?
No, it depends. Sometimes I see a holographic picture, full HD. Sometimes it's an animation. I have another client who activated. I work with her now. She also can see inside bodies. She can see the heart beating, an animation, like a MRI machine, but full HD colors. Yes.
Like, wait, visually, you see this? You see the hologram? You see this stuff? Or you see it in your mind?
No, you see it for real.
Okay,
like
that
when you had your
astounding.
experience with me, you had pictures that were full HD like this, but sometimes it's a little movie. It's animated, the heart beating.
Yeah, but my images were mostly their visuals. My eyes were closed. I was seeing it in my mind. I wasn't seeing it with my eyes. It sounds like you can see these things with your eyes open, or is that not the case?
For me, I need to close my eyes still.
Okay.
So you see the picture, full HD. So I know I see with the third eye. I know I will be able to see with my eyes open eventually. I still need to practice some more. I'm not at that level like the lady yesterday. It takes practice. It's like everything. If you want to be good, you need to practice. So,
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. And sometimes I do not see a picture. I just know. For example, I know there's a problem with the liver. I just know. I don't need the picture. I've received the message that they prefer to direct 100% of the energy to the patient, instead of just a cinematographic show for me, because it makes no sense. if it takes energy, I might as well help the person than just receive a movie in my head. That makes no sense.
Okay. In light of that, I do believe that I saw some stuff then. Yes. I think I'm getting it. Yes.
All right. You saw some stuff.
I did. While I was connected.
So specific.
While I was connected with Patrice. Now, I don't see nothing. But I got to get connected with Patrice in order to see stuff. That's what I'm.
No, you don't. You can ask your wife to ask you questions about her health, for example, and you will receive messages, you will receive pictures. Because this is what's going to happen with the new Earth. There will be somebody like this in every neighborhood, and maybe it's you.
That's too much pressure.
You said you wanted to help the world, save the planet.
You
and you cannot help your neighborhood.
I
can't help your wife. Come on.
I do, but what if I'm wrong? That wouldn't be helping anybody.
But you're not using any tools. You're not prescribing anything. So there's no harm done. You're not going to hurt anybody if you're wrong.
All right. I feel like you're having an issue with your thyroid, Karen.
Haha. I feel like my medicine's been out for a week and I'm very uncomfortable.
Yes, I do. I see that. I see that you are cold and you're getting goosebumps because you can't warm yourself up enough.
Yes. Wow. That's amazing.
I know.
But it's not your thyroid. It's the lack of oxygen. It's from your lungs.
Oh, see, I was wrong. I was wrong already. I tried one time. I was wrong.
Actually, you are correct. But this is because this is what happens when I ask for the problem. I see the source of the problem. So maybe somebody is going to tell me I have a problem with my shoulder. And I'm going to see the big toe, which makes no sense at the beginning. That made no sense for me. So there's energy sent to the big toe, and the pain in the shoulder disappears. That makes no sense, but I just know it works.
So there's something wrong with my lungs?
Yeah, but that can be cleared. If you want to do it now, we can do it live.
I would love that.
Let's go.
Okay.
Look. Will, close your eyes. Maybe you'll get pictures.
Okay, let's do that.
Zone.
Let's do this.
I'm going to try to describe what I see. So it's for me, it's like I see the lungs and my body is twisting. Because there's energy. There needs to be an exchange of energy between the energy world and the physical world. This is what I believe. I'm shaking. So on the radio, you won't see me shaking, but if you find it on YouTube, you'll see me. Coughing, so this is very common in energy work. People yawn, cough. Okay, take a deep breath. Maybe you can feel the difference in breathing. Probably feel more open in your chest. This is very common. I don't know why the chest is closed for many, many people. When people can breathe, they're like, oh my God, I can breathe. Take a deep breath. I still don't know how we can affect this remotely. It's a mystery, but it's beautiful to see. And people are so happy. And Will is in the zone. He's seeing stuff. He's like, oh my God, Patrice, stay with me. Give me your phone number.
Give me your pictures. I can wear around my neck.
I'll send you some hair. I have 5 hairs left.
Are they all from your nose? I don't want them if there is.
Wait, how do we go from healing me to nose hair?
Just lucky, I guess.
So what happened? Anything on your side?
I feel very relaxed. But yeah, I mean, I was feeling like a little bit of something, like a little bit of a vibration inside. Not as strong as last time, like nothing like that, but I was feeling like a little bit of a vibration.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to feel the same depth that you felt that first time in this environment. I think it's we're on the spot, we're recording. It's just kind of weird,
Yeah, you need to get in the zone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Will, did you get any picture?
No, I tried, and it probably is because I tried so hard, like I tried too hard, and I wasn't getting anything, unfortunately, this time around. But
you have to let go of expectations. This is a trick. This is the mind is a trick.
Right. Yeah. And I think the first time I really took the time to, each time we went down, I took the time to really allow myself to fall into the void, like to meditate, like really drop in, I guess is what the term is. I wasn't able to drop in here. I'm too conscious of the microphone in front of my face.
Yeah. I'm very blessed. I can drop in 1 second.
Oh, that's amazing.
Some people can see that. They see me leaving my body. They say, "Oh my God, you left your body." I say, "Oh, you can see that? I didn't even realize I was leaving my body."
Wow.
That's how advanced people are. It's like, people already have their 5D gifts activated. So many people, it's like nobody talks about it because people are afraid. But we need to bring that on the table. People need to hear those stories.
Absolutely.
People are so advanced what they can see. I'm like blown away by what people can see, hear, feel. I feel humbled every time I'm in front of a person like this, which is very often. I'm like, whoa.
All right. Well, we actually recorded the sessions that you gave us, and we may or may not release it to our members. So stick around because we might have an announcement coming up here shortly. So,
oh my,
how's that for cryptic? So, Patrice, what kind of things can you help people with?
Well, usually people write to me, they say, can you help me? And I hear yes or no. I cannot help with everything. I believe some diseases or conditions are contracted. We incarnate to experience being sick, and this I cannot help. And so there are things I can help. I don't know exactly how that works. But people with eczema or skin problems, psoriasis, just disappear. So it's not instant, but they feel, for example, a heat wave on their body. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 sessions. It's very rare that it takes more than 1 session. And 3 months later, they write back to me, say, oh my God, I don't have my eczema anymore.
That's great.
So wait, I need to call out what you just said. You said that it's very rare that people need more than 1 session?
For eczema.
For eczema?
No, not even in general.
In general?
Yes. This is what people describe. It's like the energy I use is very, very fast compared to other technologies that exist. Well, this is kind of tricky to say because people are say, Patrice, you have the big head. This is just what people told me. So I'm just repeating because I cannot see that. People who are very advanced with energy. I've met a shaman from Amazonia who could see that too. So this guy is connected all the time. It's Patrice, you're like a scanner of light. That is what he described. I've attuned many people to this technology, so I know other people are bringing it to the planet now. And also, am I going to say this? I'm very, very good at cleaning very dark stuff. And when there's a need to continue, I send people to the best practitioner for them. I have a very good address book. I receive the name of the practitioner who is the most suited for their problem. So my real gift is what somebody told me, and I really resonated with that, is that my real gift is networking. So I'm not a salesperson. I'm not going to say, oh, you need to come back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions. Go see this person. She can solve your problem. Sometimes I even receive an email and say, I'm not the best person for you. Go see this practitioner. She can help you because I received it in my ear directly. And some people say, no, I saw you on an interview. I want to work with you. I say, yeah, but I'm not the best person for you. And this is the best way I can help you is that you don't come to see me.
Right.
I want the best for people, which, that's what everybody should want.
Yes,
the best for
absolutely.
Yeah, that's astounding. Patrice, thank you for your service. You're really helping people, and that's rare, unfortunately, these days. But to find someone that's truly, genuinely wants to help folks. But if someone,
no, I don't agree. It's not rare. It's just that we cannot find those people because they have no ego, so they don't advertise. And there are millions of people like me. I'm not unique.
You're right, actually. And the people that do advertise and put stuff out there, you know what they say? What was it that term? Those that yell the loudest have the most to hide. That's the one. So if someone wanted to experience this for themselves, what's the best way for someone to reach out to you?
So they can go to my website, patricekrzysztofiak.com. There's too many XYZ. There's like 70 points at Scrabble.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. And I also have group sessions every Saturday where I do the list of questions that you mentioned. For real of that, I have incredible results. People's pain that just vanishes during sessions. It's the best way to experience it for a very cheap cost. It's like 2 or 3 Saturdays a month. The sessions last 2 hours, and at the end of the session, this is hard to say at 1 a.m. At the end of the session, I pick some random people who raise their hand and I address their questions so we can experience what I do. So maybe they will be picked or not.
Great.
So, I was blown away by the group sessions. I want to speak a little bit about that if we have time.
Of course.
Because there are people who can see energies, and they were in a group session and they say, every individual receives energy in individual state for what they have. And I was blown away because the group is not treated as a whole, it's individualized, and this is really amazing. And they say, we did not know that was possible. I said, well, I did not know it was impossible, so I just tried.
Wow, yeah.
Well, you will have seen, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll have seen that website up on the screen. Mm-hmm. If you're listening to it, just go to skepticmetaphysician.com. We'll add a direct link in the show notes so you can reach out to Patrice, because there are too many K's and Z's and Y's in there. You really need to just have a direct link. It's much easier. Well, Patrice, this has been wonderful. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. It's been a pleasure experiencing your gifts firsthand, and I hope that we will find a way to stay in touch, because the good that you're doing for the world, it's something to behold for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. It was amazing.
And a huge thank you to you. We know that there are tons of options out there, and having you decide to come along on our journey of discovery with us is an absolute honor for us. We hope you've enjoyed this conversation as much as we have. If you did and you feel called to give back, we invite you to visit our website at skepticmetaphysician.com, where you can donate to the show or subscribe as a member through our Buy Me a Coffee campaign. Your support will go a long way towards allowing Karen and I to bring you these wonderful conversations and teachings in more and more robust ways. Well, that's all for now, but we'll see you on the next episode of The Skeptic Metaphysician. Until then, take care.